Yo, yo, yo. Coming to you live from Title Town, USA, aka Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Rocking out today with a returning. It's been a while.
Oh my God.
She started a new job, so she's not on as much anymore. The responsibilities are getting in the way. But Amina is back.
Look at, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, echo and then it's like I keep choppy.
Yes, yes. Amina is back. I'm gonna let her reintroduce herself. Go ahead and reintroduce yourself, Amina. Uh oh, Amina, you there? All right. Well, while Amina gets some things fixed, I hope y'all can hear me. Uh, we're gonna rock on out. We're gonna rock on out. With how we always start this show. For those of you that are listening for the first time, the second time, or whatever, you don't know how we start this show. We start off this show with our crossover hot takes. Those are our topics that don't necessarily have to be about sports, but this is where we dip in, lean in, over. This is where we dip in, lean in. Sorry, y'all. Echo. This is where we dip in, lean in to some topics that don't necessarily have to be about sports, but most likely are. So today they're all two out of three are sports related. One is culture/music related. So we're gonna try Amina again, but I'll start. Thoughts on the NFL leaving it up to the teams to make policy on the national anthem. So for those of you that have been living under a rock, right? Uh, the NFL this week came out and said that they're going to leave it up to the teams to set policy on the national anthem, whether players will stand or not stand for the national anthem, or even be out uh be out at all during the anthem. They're leaving it up to the teams. They're kicking the bucket, right? And you know, and the question is our thoughts on that. So I'll start while Amina works out some technical difficulties. Uh, I definitely think that this is I guess a all right decision by the NFL because it saves them a little bit because they don't have to outright make some policy, but it also is going to hurt them in the long run because it's going to put these owners out there now. Now you're really going to have owners that have to figure out where they stand on this, and it's going to definitely divide the NFL owners and the owners that are for their player standing, are for their players not standing, are for their players expressing themselves and kneeling during the anthem. Even though, just to give you all a little history on this, for those of you that don't know, there this movement was originally started by Colin Kaepernick. Uh, he was kneeling during the national anthem a couple of years ago now, and he was the original person that started it. They got wind of it at ESPN during the preseason game, and he was kneeling during the anthem for the rest of the 2015 to 2016 season. Didn't play last season, unfortunately, and and ever since then, the NFL has been reacting to that as more players have joined in because of 45 calling them SOBs and saying, the NFL should force their players to stand for the national anthem, and money in the waters enough so that most people think it's about the national anthem when it's not about the national anthem. It's always been about standing up for people of color and minority communities who a lot of these players feel have been unjustly killed by police officers, and addressing police brutality. That's what it was about. And so my thoughts on this is, like I said, it's a catch-22 for the NFL. It's all right. It's saving you from making a big overarching policy, but it's also hurting you in the long run because it's going to put these owners out there and divide them into for freedom of expression and the people that are all about the anthem, the people that are all about standing for 45, standing with 45, even if it's not necessarily about standing with him, but about respecting the country. And it's a lot of different things. Now, let me just say this, right? I feel like it is every player's individual right to stand or kneel or sit during the national anthem. It's a freedom of speech, and these players have already said it's not about the anthem, and it's not about disrespecting the flag. It's not about disrespecting the military. So everything a lot of people have said, it has not been about that. So and a lot of these players have said it's not about us disrespecting the military and everything else. So like I said, the waters have been muddied so much that now the NFL is in a bad position, so they kick the bucket down to the owners. And my thoughts on it is it's really going to put these owners out there. It'll show the people what these owners are really about one way or another. And so that's going to be, for me, that's going to be good to see because I'm going to enjoy seeing these pro anthem owners, seeing these, or how it's going to be spent is pro anthem owners, pro kneeling owners, and we'll see where it goes because, it's just further alienating people one way or another. So a certain part of the audience will say they should stand for the national anthem, and another part of the audience is polarized because Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job and the NFL is forcing players to stand. It's just a very, very big mess on both ends, and it is what it is at this point. I just feel like this is going to be bad for the NFL because, like I said, it's going to bring negative attention now, not from the players, but it'll come from the owners who will have to make a decision on whether they're going to allow their players to stand or kneel for the anthem. And I think a lot of these owners will just say, all right, to save myself, I'm just going to keep my players inside during the anthem, or I'll do something else. I think it's gonna be interesting this season to see where these owners wound up standing. That's what I really think. That's how I really feel. I feel like it's gonna be good to see these owners get out there and see the heat these owners get for whatever stance they take. I think it's really gonna be interesting. I think this season is really going to be interesting in that regard. So moving right along. Reaction. This is our culture / hip hop portion of the question until Amina comes back. Reaction to Childish Gambino's "This Is America," and what is your interpretation of the video? For those of you that don't know, Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, came out with a new music video called "This Is America," right? And he debuted the video during his stint hosting SNL last Saturday. And I saw the video, I want to say Sunday night, early, maybe Monday at the latest. I thought it was a really well done video. It says a lot. It's very conscious. Now, I've had somebody that I know, they've interpreted the video to be about black bias and black people being against black people, but I've interpreted this as multiple things. First off, I think that music video and those lyrics are rap at its finest. Because for those of you that don't have a deep history or understanding of hip hop is at its best when it's questioning, when it's rebelling, when it's talking about the black standing in communities and in America, and just seeing this is America, and it being out there. It's just a great video with all the different references to a caricature. For those of you that have seen the video, you know that there's some minstrel characteristics in there. It's a lot of different things going on in that video. It's very multifaceted. And to me, I think it just talks about the black experience here. It really does talk about the black experience here in America. And I thought it was really well done. And I think that there's a lot of strong stances against just how the current state of affairs, like it addresses police brutality, riding on a horse, Revelations comparisons. There's just so much in that video, right? And Amina's back, so I'll save my thoughts. Amina, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so your thoughts on the NFL, leaving it up to the teams to make policy on whether the players stand or don't stand for the anthem. What's your thoughts?
I find it okay. It's it's a move in some sort of direction, but it's not a unified effort. This is the NFL, 32 teams, which means that they're literally giving each individual team their own means of controlling whether or not players can be political or social or not, and that's not good. Because, in my opinion, it steps on the freedom of speech clause, and it's just like you mean to tell me you're gonna have some teams that support the movement Kaepernick started 2 years ago, and some teams that don't. So, what if somebody wants to go to a team and they fully support the movement, but the team doesn't? This could possibly impact people's careers. I look at things for the long haul, down the road, as far as the big major impact of things. I don't look at things for temporary. And it's just going to set up the NFL to be more like gang territory, where you have the Crips versus Bloods, the Republicans versus Democrats, where one side stands for something and one doesn't. And that's not good. It's the same organization, so they should be all on the same accord. Either fully support or you fully don't. But I've been conflicted with this. Like, why not have it where all teams can support freely? Why is it that you're giving leeway to all teams for them to choose? Because I know which teams are not going to go for this as far as supporting this movement. We ain't got to go through the names of which teams they are, but we know the few select teams that are going to be the first ones to jump on this train to be against this movement. But I just don't understand it. Like, we talked about this time and time again about how they're trying to put band-aids on situations that need surgery and a cast put on. And it's just another one. Like, they refuse to even have a meeting with the man that started the movement, and it's been 2 years now. But they want to be tiptoeing around, dancing around the issue, and the problem is still remaining. I mean, come on, like we just had a few high-profile police brutality cases on social media posted around the country. Just a few of them this week alone. Like, come on, like really? Mm-mm. All 32 teams need to support this movement and allow the players to freely support. It shouldn't be where teams can pick how their players want to exercise their right to say what they feel like as far as freedom of speech. No. They're trying to rewrite stuff that shouldn't be rewritten. It's not happening. It's just, I'm just totally conflicted with this. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Like I said, it's going to be really, really good and really bad for the NFL. It's going to be good for everybody else and bad for the NFL. It's going to be good for the people on either side because they're going to get justification one way or another by team or by owner who will say, like, I already know. Let's just talk from our perspective on the Philadelphia Eagles, like the Super Bowl champs. Like now, our Jeffrey Lurie is already on record saying that uh, it's well documented that he's no fan of 45. He didn't even donate to his campaign. I believe. I don't know. I don't know if he donated to Hillary Clinton or not, but I know he didn't donate to Trump. That's on the record, right? And he was not one of those owners that went to the Trump fundraisers. He's actually on the record saying that his presidency so far has been an effing disaster. That's an actual quote from Jeffrey Lurie. We already know how it's going to go here in Philadelphia. They're not going to be there. Jeffrey Lurie has been allowing his players to kneel, stand, sit, do whatever during the anthem, and it's going to stay like that. Certain people in certain cities will not be making their players stand during the national anthem, right? And we know that. But either way, either side is going to have, as Amita said, justification. I mean, like we said, this is a bad decision by the NFL. I mean, I guess it's good for them because Roger Goodell doesn't have to make an announcement and be a villain. But it's going to be bad for the product because, like I said before Mina came back, we're going to have people divided in the camps. Pro stand for the anthem, pro freedom of expression, pro kneeling, however you want to spin it. That's how it's going to go. And you're going to have all that. And then the product is going to suffer a lot. The sides are already polarized one way or another. And, there's only, apparently, I don't believe this, but apparently there's really only two sides to this issue. You're pro kneeling or you're pro standing. And, it's been said it's not about disrespecting the flag. It's not about disrespecting the military. It's all about giving voice to issues of police brutality, issues of racial profiling. But people don't care about that. All they care about is kneeling or standing during the national anthem. And unfortunately, this is where we are. And I think this is going to hurt the NFL a lot. I think it's going to quicken the death of the NFL as a number one sport because certain teams are just going to be polarized by the fact of the owners either making a decision to make them stand or not. And I think it would have been better for the NFL to just say, all right, everybody's in for the national anthem. Nobody's coming out until after the anthem is played. I think that would have been a better way to play this. Again, I'm giving the NFL free advice. Hire me, Roger Goodell. So moving right along. All right, Amina, your reaction to This Is America. Like I said, Childish Gambino was hosting SNL last weekend. Came out with this video. It's been polarizing. There's some conscious people / hoteps that feel like it talks about black hate against black people. There's so many different things, but Amina, your thoughts on it, and what's your interpretation of the video? Go ahead.
I actually didn't find out about the video until this afternoon. So I didn't get a chance to watch yet. But I will. And
You heard it here. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. A intelligent black person that has not seen this video yet. I don't know where she's been all week, but she hasn't seen it yet. She didn't know about it till I gave her a preview of the question.
Okay. But I'll be able to give more detailed feedback once I watch. But from what I see posted online, people are conflicted about, like, people are for it, some people are against it. I think, you know, I'm just giving my statement before I've watched it. The cultural and music scene in the entertainment industry it's on a movement change. We're entering a new era in the hip hop industry that we haven't seen before. A different type of consciousness, not the consciousness that was present in the 80s and 90s in hip hop, or even the 70s. It's a different type of consciousness that speaks to the plagues of society today. And that's what I feel is, based on what I've read about the comments that people are posting, that it's just that. It's a new wave, so to speak. And some people, I guess, don't want to, talk about new waves, and they want to stay in old thinking, and they don't like it. But for those who are progressive minds, I guess they are for it. But like I said, I have to see it to really truly get into how I feel about it. But I guess it's the new thing that's out here for music. So I'll check it out. Are you there?
You looking for me? I'm sorry. You looking for me? You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So piggyback off of what Amina said, this is, I'll call it I'll give it a Kylanism. I'm going to call it realistic consciousness, right? For a while in the black community, there's intellectual, there's conscious, and then there's Hotep, which is a whole another level of consciousness that Amina, Matt, and I we don't really like Hoteps. I mean, there's no way of sugarcoating that. We don't really like Hoteps, right? And we're all intellectuals here, / borderline conscious folks or actual conscious folks. But we don't really like Hoteps. You may have heard in previous episodes, me, Matt, and Amina rail against Hoteps. We don't really like Hoteps. So if you're a Hotep and you listen to the show, thank you. But there's a lot of you that we don't really like. But this is America, right? And I've watched the video twice. I watched it once by myself and another time with a coworker. It makes you think, man. I mean, it's like, it really is like, to compare it to a pop culture reference, it's really like the Get Out of the music industry so far. I mean, like I said, the year just started. We're in the 5th month of the year. We got 7 months to go, but right now, this is the new avant-garde of hip-hop right now. I mean, This Is America was that video and that thing that Kanye West is trying to be. I know Amina and I, you know, we were talking off air. We're on a little bit. Kanye West is won't even say controversial. He's making a lot of people think, and you either agree with him or you disagree with him, right? But Childish Gambino in one video accomplished what Kanye was trying to do, and it's more controversial, but it's less controversial because it's a music video, and so there's a lot of people that are catching what he's saying in that video. Some people like me who caught everything in one sitting. There are some people like a lot of you who are going to catch it in 2, 3, 4, 5 times sittings. You know, it's not to say that you can't catch everything, but you know, there's a lot going on in that video. I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody. I know a lot of people want to watch the videos. That's why I'm trying to speak in generalities right now about the video. But my interpretation of the video is, like I said, there's a lot of caricatures and things to different things. Like there's a Ruckus reference in the video. For those of you Boondocks fans, there's something for everybody in that video. There's something for the history buffs. There's something for the people that like to talk about how the music industry is just one big minstrel show. That's all. That's in there too. There's a lot of different things in there. And for me, like my overall interpretation of the video is that it's talking about what it's like to be black in America. How sometimes, or a lot of the time, we're devalued. I mean, and I feel like there's a lot of different things, like what happened at Yale this week, what happened in Oakland, California. There's a lot of things going on with people at the moment using the police as like their enforcers of their social status. They're enforcers of the fact that we're gentrifying this neighborhood and we feel that black people shouldn't be there. Where you're a master's student studying for a final, you go to sleep, I call the cops on you because you look like you don't belong at Yale. You know, there's just so many different things. I feel like that video speaks to all of that. And there's some people who see black bias. I don't know where they're getting that from, but you know, to each their own. But you know, I see it, and it's deep. It's a deep video. It needs to win Grammys. I hope this album is a good mix of Kendrick Lamar. And you never want to compare videos, but I hope this is a good mix. In another more pop culture reference, it's everything Jay-Z was saying in his 4 minutes and 44-second album in one video. It's everything he was saying in 10 to 11 songs in one video. Like, so if you like the 444 album, if you liked Get Out, if you liked any of that stuff, if you're a super conscious, intellectual type person, you will love this video. Because there's, like I said, there's something in there for everybody. And like I said, it's representing this new avant-garde, to borrow a jazz historical music term. It's the new avant-garde of hip-hop. And I'm a little bit mad that Gambino, after this album, is going to retire because Donald Glover gets tired of stuff and puts things down really quickly. And I'm amazed at his intelligence and amazed at the fact that he can do something and then drop it really fast. It's really funny, and it's something that I really want to aspire to. You know, the fact that he does something, does it, and then at his apex, when some people would say, don't drop it, I really think he lives by that. You go out on top, go out while you're ahead stuff, and he really does go out while he's ahead. And I've never watched Atlanta. Some people say I should, but I haven't watched Atlanta yet. I hear it's one big acid / marijuana trip. I don't know, but you know, I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited for this album, man. This Is America is a really good video, and like I said, it does what it takes some people to the 5 songs on the album to say. He did it in one video, and I'm amazed. My interpretation of it, like I said, is it talks about social status. It references mass shootings. It talks about our infatuation with dances and how we're distracted by different dances and different trends instead of paying attention to what's really going on in this country. It's a big video. It's a good video. Uh, I definitely expect us to continue this conversation when we're a full podcast next weekend as well. And I expect Andre to have something to say, Amino will have something to say, Trey will have something to say when they get on here. But it's a really good video. I mean, that's really all I can say. So moving right along. All right, Amina, was this season a failure for the Sixers?
No, this was not a failure season for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go. Let's do this roll call. Philadelphia 76ers this 2017-2018 season made it to the NBA playoffs for the first time in 6 years since 2012. The Sixers, they won, was it at 50 or over 50 games this season?
$52.
Yeah, I knew it was over. 52 games. So it's 52 and 30 for the regular season. They made it to the second round, and just like in 2012, deja vu. The Sixers just were not prepared or ready to face the Boston Celtics. They lacked things that they needed to possess strongly in the playoffs as far as ball handling. Defense was a little down. Offense was a little down, a little bit, just a little bit. And just a drive that was gone. Like the way they were in the second half of the regular season when they was winning all those games back to back, that drive was no longer present for this team. This was not a failure team for them. This was a success for how far they made it. The NBA is the most grueling professional sport out there. And some people would say that it's the NFL, but it's not. It's the NBA. They play. If you make it to the finals, you're playing basically damn near a year straight. Not even talking about the 82 regular season games. The Sixers, they made it to the second round when so many other teams and players didn't even make it to the playoffs. I'm truly proud of the Sixers and how far they came. I mean, old Sixers fans that I hadn't even known of in a long time came out of the woodwork this season just to support. It got a whole lot of people talking about Philadelphia basketball, which people had been talking about for years. This is a young, budding team, and what I think was their biggest downfall this playoff season for them was inexperience. They don't have much of any. No one on the team really has any post regular season history. So it was just inexperience and a little few kicks, but it was a success because they made it when people said that they wouldn't, and they made it past the first round against the Miami Heat with D Wade on that team, and that says a lot about where this team could be in the next 3 to 5 years. with continuous working. Some people are calling for the coach Brett Brown to be fired. I say no. I say hold on to him for next season. And if things are not different next season, then let him go. But I would not let a coach just go that got you all to the second round of the playoffs at this time. I would not do that because no one's hyped to be a Sixers coach. Let's just be honest. So you don't get rid of your coach that has brought you this far, and you don't have any people lined up for the position. So keep him and let the team build, continuing with him. But no, I feel as though this team has it in them to go far and go further. They just got to work on their personal attitudes. Individual players have attitudes that just are not professional a little bit. And just work on working as a well-oiled machine as far as teamwork makes the dream work. No, no little I's, no big U's. But they just have to work on overcoming their fears because the Celtics ran through them twice in less than 10 years in the playoffs now. And I think it's always a known thing that the Sixers and Celtics have a long-standing beef or rivalry or whatever. But the Sixers have to work it within themselves to overcome that and hopefully shock sports fans around the world that the Sixers booted the Celtics for once. I mean, that would be something to behold. But this is a young team, and I hope they take advantage of the draft that's next month to get some really good people on the team to further build on that success. And hopefully, in another season, they'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and hopefully finals because Philadelphia, as far as basketball, is in a drought. I mean, they haven't been to a finals in 17 years, and they haven't won one in 35. So, Philadelphia needs a Larry O'Brien in this modern era. The last one they got was with Moses Malone and Dr. J. So that's forever ago. But Sixers, y'all did not have a failure season. Y'all did not tank. Y'all defied the odds. People say y'all wouldn't even win 20 or 30 games. I heard the rumors back last summer. And y'all made it 52 games won, 30 losses. Wow. That says a lot from a young team that has a lot of experience to get. So now y'all be alright. Just work on them kinks, take advantage of the draft, and keep y'all coach. Y'all be alright.
I think that this was a great season for the Sixers. They got to the promised land. I mean, we've been in a playoff drought for 6 years in basketball. They got there, and they won. As Amina said, they beat Dwayne Wade and a very very depleted Miami Heat team. They didn't go out like punks against the Celtics. They went out like champions. I mean, and had JJ Redick hit an open 3-pointer and had the refs not been blind in Boston, it might have been a different game and give it and put Embiid on the line to see if he can hit 2 clutch free throws and tie the game up. And had they seen the traveling call by Marcus Smart, uh, you know, nobody's blaming the refs, but you never like to hear that, especially when the NBA comes out with their 2 minute report, that there was a couple calls that the Sixers should have had and that they didn't get in Boston. And who would have thought that a game is ref differently based on where the home team plays? Who would have thought? And nobody's saying that the refs are biased. We're just saying that you're gonna get certain calls in your home, on your home floor that you wouldn't get when you're the away team and on the other team's home floor. And there's just different. There's just something great with this team. Something's brewing. It's like I've said on this podcast numerous amounts of time. The Sixers are not a team that needs LeBron James. LeBron is a want for the Sixers. He's not a need. Like I say, you can get that with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Obviously, my other dream of Klay Thompson doesn't seem like that's going to happen because Amina's boy apparently really loves Golden State, really loves San Francisco and the Bay Area. I really don't know why, but he does. Take a pay cut to stay there instead of coming to the Sixers or somebody else and winning the game and winning the championship for another city. But I can't be mad at them. Stay where you have fun at. But for the Sixers, I mean, like I said, all they really need is a third option. And whether that third option is Wiley and LeBron James and Paul George, or it's Markelle Fultz, they need something. And for the Sixers, it's all about getting that third option, not firing your coach. As Toronto, don't be the Toronto Raptors. Have a good season with a coach, and you don't get swept. Don't fire the coach. Got us making a new term now. Hashtag Trade right because he called that they would fire Dwayne Casey if the Raptors got swept. And sure enough, Trey was right. He called it. He'll be in the brag about it in a couple minutes after he gets off work. But the Sixers had a really good season. It's their first season experiencing the sixth level of success in 6 years. I think we give Brett Brown another year, just like we did with Andy Reid. Give him another year. I know rumors are come out that they're planning on extending him, and by the end of next week, we probably should have an extension and everything. So I'm on the mindset that you don't fire Brett Brown. You give him another chance. You give him a chance to develop these players and see what happens next playoffs. But listen. The Sixers are coming. They're going to be great for a long time. And the Sixers, they just, like Amina said, they need to take what happened here, get experience, take it to the next level, and B needs to lose some weight, slip down a little bit, get back his speed, work on his jump shot. Even though he has a really silky smooth jump shot, he needs to understand that there are times to be shooting threes, and then there are times to be going in the paint. So definitely he needs to get in the paint. And if he was dominating though. I mean, it's not for lack of trying. Like he really was. He really had a great playoff. And we're gonna get to it in a minute. But yeah, he really had a great playoffs. And if I was him, I would hold my head up high if I was. Like Amina said, nobody expected the Sixers to win more than 30 or 40 games. I mean, Matt and I thought they would have a good season, but there weren't a lot of people like us who thought the Sixers would have a good season. And they did. They had a great season. So, this is nothing to be mad about or not proud of. So, definitely enjoy the Sixers, enjoy your vacation, and just know that you'll be in the finals very soon. Hopefully next year. So moving right along, Amina, who should the Sixers what should the 76ers priorities be entering into the offseason? Go ahead.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
We're on the next question. What do you think the Sixers what should the 76ers priorities be entering into the offseason?
Okay. their priorities for this off season. Now that they're in the off season, I think number one should be to work on learning how to be a team. Because when I was watching a few games that they've had for the playoffs and even a little bit of the regular season, sometimes it appeared to be where some of the players were just out there playing. It seemed to be like they was not a team. Two, work on jump shots and free throws. Three, work on personal attitudes and be professional. Four, I would say most definitely take advantage of the draft this next month and get some good, decent draft picks, hopefully. And five, just be yourself, loosen up, have fun. But most definitely, the draft, take advantage of that and work on those kinks. Because those kinks are why y'all got booted by the Celtics, which was a surprise because they were playing without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. So it's like y'all got booted by the Celtics and their two big men wasn't on the team at the time. So it's like if y'all couldn't make it past that, then that shows a lot. So work on that. But y'all got it a little bit. Y'all getting there.
I think the Sixers need to prioritize two things. They need to prioritize getting Brett Brown a contract extension. I think that that should be the number one thing for 76ers. That's here. That should be the number one priority for the 76ers during this offseason is the contract extension for Brett Brown because like I said earlier, we're not the Toronto Raptors. We don't fire coaches after good seasons. Um, the next thing after that is a third option, not named LeBron James. So a third option that's either Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard should be the number one. The first person I'm shipping out and trying to and putting on the trade block is Robert Covington because Robert Covington was a disaster. And if we could get Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, then that's Robert Covington's ticket out of here or ticket to the bench. Me personally, ticket out of here. The third thing is either trading one of those picks in the draft or getting Mikal Bridges because the one thing the Celtics series showed me as a Sixers reporter and the Sixers fan is that the Sixers the young, versatile, athletic players who can shoot. And Mikal Bridges fits that bill. There's a bunch of players in this draft that fit this bill. But the 76ers need to get a lot younger. And this is saying something for a team that has a lot of 20-year-olds on it. But much more versatile and athletic and with shooters. People who are not just one-dimensional players. People that won't be bullied in the playoffs when Jason Tatum is backing them down or Marcus Smart. Re-sign JJ Redick to a much more team-friendly deal. Let Amir Johnson go. He's useless anyway. Let Marco Bellinelli or Ersan Ilyasova pick one, not both. I know I'm going to get some heat for that one. Add Kylan W. Watson. For the Sixers. And then after that, if all else fails, then you make a pick. You make a pass at LeBron. But like I said, LeBron is a want for the Sixers, not a need. And so for the Sixers, contract extension for Brett Brown, heavy pursuit of a third option, getting a young, athletic, versatile, 3-point shooting guard or wing Mikal Bridges or somebody else, and that's about it for the Sixers. And that would be my priorities if I was the Sixers GM. Go ahead, Matt. We're on. You can answer the last two questions if you want, and then I don't know if you see This Is America, want to talk about it, but you came in at a good time, so you can talk about the Sixers.
Before I begin, I'm gonna say this to you. This is Matthew Mack at Small Red Horn. What the Sixers did, what the Sixers did in this postseason, I think is commendable. I did say in this podcast they would go as far as the Eastern Conference Finals, but I was wrong. But as far as needs, what do the Sixers need? Well, it shows that they need Ben Simmons to get a shot. That's number one. Number two, they need a full roster. If you've noticed, this team has not been healthy all year. It's been plagued by injuries. So health has been a big factor. Uh, Robert Covington has been very much up and down. He can be an offensive liability, but defensively he steps up in spots. But if you were to for a trade, I'm open to it. Amir Scott, I'm open to a trade as well. Now you have to remember that Brett Brown is contract is I believe is up this at the end of this year. So if you're the Sixers, do you want to keep the developmental coach or you want to move on to another direction? Remember, this he has been with this team when this team was 10-72 and still had a job. So, but where do you go from here? Well, you got the big man. You need a slasher. Paul George is one. Kawhi Leonard's another. Now, I agree with Colin on the side of you do not need LeBron James. It's a want, but it's not a need. The Sixers do have money. They have a whole ton of money. But if you can retain the services of JJ Redick, I'd go for it. So he did say that he really likes it here and he appreciates the fan base here. I would give him another year or two uh, extension if need be to retain the services because you see what he can do down the stretch. We see he's a great shooter, especially at the line. So, and plus with that experience that this team needs, it does help. It does help a little bit at the 3 point game. But the Sixers do definitely need a slasher and a closer. And the Sixers are about, I think of two players away from going to the next level. They got the personnel. Markel Fultz finally needs to can play a full season and needs to play a full season. That's important. That's critical, and there are so many questions that are being asked right now as to what the Sixers should do in the draft and the like. So my thing is, um, just take a look at your salary cap situation, team needs, and one of the biggest needs right now is they need a really a two guard. Really, they really need a two guard. You already got a five, you got a four, which really plays a one, but it's really a four, but it plays a one. You know, Dario, you got the pieces are in place. Now it's up to the Sixers to maintain those pieces and add pieces. The question is what to add. So let's see as far as what they do to to make this team better than where they were this year.
All right, let me just close by saying this. I hope Brian Colangelo has been reading Howie Roseman's book to building a Super Bowl contender in 1 year. I really do. I really do. This is Brian Colangelo's time. All right, so moving right along. Did this series against the Celtics expose Ben Simmons? At Small Red Horn, go right ahead.
Yeah, they exposed him.
Twitter mad at you.
Yeah, they exposed him. Oh boy. Games 1 and 2, you saw Ben Simmons for who he was. And pretty much a one-dimensional player. Yes, he can pass, he can drive down the hole, but that's it. He's just that, a one-dimensional ball player. Now, if he had a shot, like everybody in their mouth is saying, if he had a shot of some kind, like a mid-range, we ain't asking for a three-pointer, but a mid-range shot, okay, then you're a little more dangerous. But this is his game. That's his game. And you limit his shots, you limit the passing lanes, you limit all those things. You have just neutralized your would-be rookie of the year. That's what you did. Now, the Boston fans literally disrespected. Not me every use of the word disrespected. Ben Simmons talking about not a rookie. I'm gonna leave that alone. But they did expose him and put him in early foul trouble. I mean, when T.J. McConnell finally got the start, it was that spark that the Sixers needed to at least extend the series or make the series closer than what it is. So, with that, no shot, you're exposed. Him at the line, he's exposed. So he has to work on that.
Amina, go ahead, and you're muted, so unmute yourself.
Everything Matt said is correct.
And no Warrior nonsense. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
Oh, he's still hating. Yes. Hater.
You just had to mention the Warriors. You just had to do it.
Hater.
Had to do it. Had to get her to run her mouth. Yeah. So what Matt and Amina said. I mean, the jump shot. We've known about it since they drafted him. Like I told somebody, I mean, I don't know what Ben Simmons was doing other than rehab during that year, but he definitely should have been working on that jump shot, looking at the same YouTube videos that Joel Embiid did to learn how to shoot 3-point shots. But apparently, all rehabs are not created equal. So Ben Simmons needs to work with Dwayne Wade. I said this before a couple weeks ago. Ben Simmons needs to work on Dwayne Wade's trainer, with LeBron James's trainer, and get a jump shot. He definitely needs to work on that. Him and Markelle Fultz can learn how to shoot together. That'll be a great bonding experience. But yeah, like Matt said, I mean, when you pack the paint and you basically do the LeBron James defense, and that's what it's called now. It's called the LeBron James defense, or at least that's what I'm calling it, because that's what it is. It's what they used to do to LeBron back in the day. Say, all right, You're not going to attack us in the paint. We're going to shut down the shooters around you. Show us that you can shoot. Take the challenge. And Ben Simmons did not take the challenge. He has a very much, and this series exposed it. He has an over reliance on his ability to be big and stronger than most people and be able to get to the basket. And he needs to change that. He needs to have the Fresh Prince of the NBA mentality, which is I'm going to adapt. So if they're not letting me get to the paint, then I'll go to Tim Duncan range and make jump shots. Tim Duncan was very good from 10 feet and out, and he made a great career and won 5 rings because he knew what he was. And Ben Simmons needs to get a jump shot from Tim Duncan range, and then just work on, or just keep on working. Get a Tim Duncan range shot, and then eventually you'll get a 3-pointer. Like Matt said, nobody's asking for you to all of a sudden become JJ Redick from the 3-point line. We don't want that. What I want is somebody who's consistent and who can shoot at least 40 to 50% from the lot, from the field goal percentage, and at least get that free throw percentage up to at least 70 to 80%. I don't think that's anything that I don't think any of that is hard. So man, just go to the gym, keep working all off season, and come back stronger because this series definitely did expose you. Uh, Moving right along. Go ahead around the diamond, Matt. Go ahead.
Good, because your friend over here is talking smack on Messenger about the Warriors and the Bulls, and we just don't give a who's a fudge. So, you know what? I gotta say this. I hate the New York Yankees. I can't stand the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees make me vomit. The New York Yankees are scum between my toes. But the reason I mention the New York stinking Yankees, how can I put this? Most classiest organization in all of sports, are on a roll. I mean, on a roll. 9 straight on a roll. And there ain't stopping. This is what happens when you got Giancarlo Stanton on the team, you got Aaron Judge on the team. You got look. That team is stacked and loaded. It was not a matter of if, it was a matter of when did they get going. They're getting going right now. And guess what? Right now, first place is their heated rival, the Boston Red Sox. But New York, I think last time I checked, overtook first place, and it's getting heated right now. So a rivalry that goes pretty much back to 1901, but really got heated in around 1919, 1918. Thanks, Harry Frazee. Thanks, you old rusted bastard that was always for them shows, man. Them shows got you. Yes, that's another story. But but look, them Boston Red Sox are no joke, shorter than the New York Yankees. So I hate the Yankees. I can't stand them, but I try to avoid talking about them. I try to find something else to talk about, but it's the Yankees or the Yankees. The Yankees or the Yankees. And I'll be honest with you. This Yankee team is making me believe that they're going to be a problem for the not only for the duration of the season, they're going to be a problem literally going into postseason. This team is a problem. Not only got Aaron Judge, Gabby Sanchez, and Giancarlo Stanton, hitters from 1 to 9 can hit. 1 to 9, they can hit. And honestly, I'm being truly honest when I say this. Anyone that's in the Yankees' way I feel sorry for you. I feel totally sorry for you. But especially in the AL East, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the wire between those two teams, between Boston and Philadelphia. Trust me, there is no love lost between those two franchises, none whatsoever. So, but I hate the Yankees. I can't stand them, but you gotta give them credit. They are rolling on all cylinders, and they're pretty much the hottest team in baseball right now.
All right, Matt. Before we move on, I want to give you a chance. Do you want to talk about the new policy in the NFL about letting the teams decide whether they're going to make players stand for the anthem or not? You want to talk about this, my brother?
Make what?
Go right ahead. If you're pissing people off, you might as well just go right ahead
Make it
and piss off everybody.
teams to do what?
Oh wait, you didn't hear about this? Oh my goodness, something you didn't hear about. Yes, the Roger Goodell, in all his infinite wisdom, has decided that instead of making a policy instead of basically to put it in Philadelphia, instead of having a spide or some balls, he decided to kick it down to the lower levels and let the owners decide whether their players are going to stand or kneel.
It's
Why
going to
is
be
it?
gang warfare.
No, 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 no. Put your black beret down, and let me handle this. First of all, last. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let's stop ourselves for 1 second here. Now, let me double check some things real quick, cause I don't know. Last time I checked, on the U.S. Constitution, the First Amendment, the one that wanted to, me about. Last time I checked, it said this: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peacefully, right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition to the government for a redress of grievances. Let me read that again. There's a certain part here that says Congress shall make no law. Now, I'm saying the government cannot infringe on, in this case, freedom of speech, religion, assembly, protest, you name it. That is the government. Now we're talking about a private institution. If you want to say I have my First Amendment right to speak against the government for wrongdoing, or in this case, living while black, I, as a bona fide citizen, have every right to speak my mind and speak out on the things that concern me as an American citizen. And I, and pretty much these men who are professional athletes, have every right to pretty much exercise their First Amendment rights, albeit in a platform that one could argue not the right platform for. Let me tell you something. It should not be left to no one. But then again, the private institutions has found a way to say, well, you can protest, but not here. You can talk about this cause, but you can't talk about that cause. You can do all sorts of foundations and whatever, but you can't do this. You know what? The NFL, the National Felons League, the No Fun League that's becoming somewhat fun, but not really fun anymore. are still trying to find ways to, you know, I don't know, take the voice out of football, take these men's voices out of football. Look, why not? How about we go back to the old way of doing things? If you want to go that route, which is how about the players go back into the locker room, right, and get ready for a football game instead of standing for the national anthem. Okay, yeah, I mean, it looks nice. It's the patriotic thing to do. Blah 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 blah. Look, the American flag is a piece of cloth. It is a symbol, but it's a piece of cloth. Okay, until Roger Goodell stop taking money from the Department of Defense and stop literally letting the Department of Defense pretty much become I don't know the commercial for the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and etc. You know, and many of these owners go to toe the line, i.e., Jerry Jones, to not let these players do what they want to do. And in fact, now I'm on that subject. Jerry Jones, America's team. I just read here the First Amendment, okay? And I will read it again. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting free speech thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. I gave the First Amendment. That's what it is. Now, they're speaking out against the government. My thing is simply this. Are you going to let them speak? Or are you going to let these players shuck and jive and play this game that they love to do? But, bottom line, the bottom line is, if you're an owner, particularly me, if I'm the owner, you have to let these players live their lives. If they see something, we say something. We hear about this all the time. 9/11. Pretty much a lot of people seeing something, saying something. Unfortunately, people get arrested for I don't know the wrong reasons. Ask Bob Marley's granddaughter. Ask the black student from Yale. Ask the two brothers that was arrested at a Starbucks. May we go on? So until these things are resolved, I think the owners should let the players do what they want to do because it's not affecting them for football ability, that's for sure. But it's near and dear to their hearts, and with all these small foundations and whatever that they come up with, I think it's fair and right and just to let these players do and see what they see fit in order to move and advance the causes that move their lives on a platform that they're given. You abridge that, sir. You abridge that, ma'am. And I guarantee you, blood is on your hands.
All right, y'all. Matthew Mack 2020. Moving right along. Reaction.
I am old enough to become president by that time.
Matthew Mack 2020. All right. So reaction to Dwayne Casey's firing. Go ahead, Amina. Amina, you there? Amina.
She's
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, I'm here. What is he saying?
I don't know that.
Like Steph Curryitis or something like that. Who knows?
Oh, the hating. Yo, I never seen somebody hate so bad. It's ridiculous. I got him later. Anyway, um,
Not a Celtic fan. Being thankful. It would have been a lot deeper and a lot more entrenched.
how's your face, you hater? Anyway, in reaction to the Raptors sacking their coach, Raptors, this was a bad move. This is not good. Like, this man's been y'all coach for 7 years, 7 seasons, and y'all finally started to get on a good foot as far as in the NBA is concerned. Y'all just let y'all coach go, and now it's like, why? Y'all made it to the second round. Y'all got the number 1 seed in the East. Y'all had a great season. This was not a great time to let a coach go. Like, y'all needed to keep y'all coach. What is up with y'all Raptors? Like, Drake, what's up with your hometown team? Like, seriously, like, this is like, why? I've been trying to ask myself that all day long. Like, why did they let this man go? Like, you don't get rid of a coach and y'all in the position y'all in. Like, y'all be lucky to find somebody that that lets y'all have a great regular season at that. Now, you don't get rid of a coach like in y'all position. Like, y'all keep the coach. Y'all continue building and succeeding with the coach. Like, what is Raptors, yo?
I'll tell you what's going on with the Toronto Raptors because you beating around the bush with this one. Basically, what the Raptors saying is,
I can't hear you, Matt. You far away.
I'm sorry. You know full well what's going on, and you're beating around the bush with it. You know
But
full darn well. Yeah, you know full darn well what the Raptors are saying. We are sick and tired of the fact that we got a good roster. We have a killer roster. We have made the playoffs. We are like pretty much one of the top five teams, five teams in the NBA. And you're telling me look, it's NBA Finals or bust, and you tell me you can't get past LeBron James, you got to go. That's what they said. Now, do I agree? Do I agree of that move? The answer is
they
no. But the but the message is clear. This is unacceptable.
Let me just say this. Y'all know I'm not a fan of candid coaches, especially after a really good season. And after I just said last week that they'd be crazy to fire Dwayne Casey, especially because, as we all discovered, all of us here are older than everybody in this podcast, but Trey is older than the Toronto Raptors, and we're I'm a fan of consistency, but Matt just laid out a really good point. Is basically that Andy Reid, the reason the Eagles fired Andy Reid, but it's just a little bit less of time as far as you're a good coach, but you can't take us to the next level. Like, we got a good enough roster to get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, and every time we got kryptonite in the form of LeBron James coming against us. And you can't keep consistently losing to one man and keeping your job. Now, like I said, I don't think any of us agree with firing Dwayne Casey because, like we said, he was a really good coach. But, you know, the NBA is the ultimate what have you done for me lately league, and the Raptors decided that it wasn't enough. Like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't think Matt agrees with it. I know Amita doesn't agree with it, but it is what it is at this point. And like I said, I wish they didn't fire him. I know Kyle Lowry came out and said, he supports his coach, but he got to support his franchise. And, this is the position we're in. Yeah. So, all right, guys, are the Celtics having success in the playoffs because of their stacked roster or because of Brad Stevens? I'll start. The Celtics are having success because of one thing: Brad Stevens. The fact that Brad Stevens is a really, really good coach. And if you didn't know that after watching the series against the Sixers, you definitely know it now. If you haven't been following his career since Butler, Brad Stevens is a really, really good coach that can coach them up. You know, he coached the Butler team to almost beat Duke, to come within a Gordon Hayward buzzer beater of beating Duke. So the boy can coach. And that's the reason why the Celtics have a really good chance of beating the Cavaliers. That's why the Celtics are as far as they are because of Brad Stevens, not because of Jason Tatum and all of that. Even though Jason Tatum and them have had a really good playoffs, but let's be real, it's the guy coaching them up and saying, "We're without Kyrie, we're without Gordon Hayward, but you can still do it." And it's all because of this man who draws up X's and O's better than most coaches in the NBA. Go ahead, Matt.
All right. I have to admit, it is the coaching. Like we said, Gordon Hayward, no Kyrie Irving, no problem. The fact that he dismantled a Sixer team the way that he did, and I had to talk to that man. Now, before we go any further, I know Dre will agree with me on this. As a self-respecting Sixer fan, it pains me to have this damn conversation. It pains me to even talk about the Boston Celtics moving on to the next round to face LeBron James and those damn Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, as a self-respecting Sixers fan, it's also really this downright makes me angry in the fact that good coaching, I mean good coaching, beat the 76ers because based on what we've seen with Brett Brown's bad coaching in the games 1 through 3 and parts of 5, we have seen clearly, Brad Stevens outcoached Brett Brown. Clearly. I mean, clearly. And to literally come up, I mean, he used Al Horford like it's nobody's business, and Al Horford had his way with Joel Embiid for most of the series, unfortunately. But you must give kudos to the man that is the coach, because frankly, without without those two men, he managed to take this team to become the second best team in the whole entire Eastern Conference. You gotta give kudos to that. But I still hate the Boston Celtics. I can't stand them. Can't believe we're having this damn conversation. Thanks, Kyla. Thanks for taking my blood pressure up a notch or two or three.
I could take it up to 10 if you want me to.
No, you don't.
We're not to the Warriors yet, Babita. Calm down. Calm down. Let him live for a little bit. That's the next question. Let him live. Go ahead, Andre.
What question are we on?
Is it are the Celtics having success in the playoffs because of their roster or Brad Stevens?
Both. Um, we've seen the players produce. We've seen what Tatum is. We've seen how they work together as a team. It's always key when you work together as a team instead of individuals and going ISO and actually running plays and your coach actually coaching and making in-game decisions and you know Like, he did an excellent job in stopping the Sixers from shooting threes. He shut down JJ Redick, and it's like Brett Brown didn't know what to do. Like, I'm like, are you serious? You sat under Greg Popovich, one of the Hall of Fame coaches of all time, and you don't know how to figure this out. Like, it's like, I don't know what was going on with Brett Brown. That's why I'm still screaming, fire Brett Brown. I don't think he's the coach that's going to lead us to a championship. Like, even if they make it to the finals, I don't think he's going to get us over the hump. But I don't even think he's going to take us to the finals. I think he's not aggressive enough for me. Just to put it frankly, he's not. He's too much of a friend than he is as a leader. Like, I need him to lead them troops. And everybody always points to they won 52 games. They won 52 games. Okay, that's cool. That's great. The goal is not to win 52 games.
Actually, 56. And on top of that, I got to cut you off on this one. Yeah, he has been a player's coach. I admit that. And yes, Brett Brown had some moments. But look, he was a developmental coach. That's what he is. That's what he is right now. He's developmental. He took pretty much a 10-72 team and turned.
So he did his job. Thank you, Brett Brown. You developed the players. All right, time for the real coach to step up. Let's get a real coach in here. Let's get our Greg Popovich. Not that we want somebody that's going to be just like Greg Popovich, but we want somebody that's going to get the success that Greg Popovich has, the success that Phil Jackson has had. Shoot. The success Jerry Sloan has had. He made it to the playoffs year after year after year. Even though he didn't ever win, but that's the argument for a different day. So, listen, hats off to the Celtics. It's like Matt said, it pains me to say it, and I hate to see them go on to the next round. But you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing Cleveland sweep them. Cleveland going to let them know this is a real team right here, because this ain't no group of youngins that don't know what to do and how to handle it. We vets. We've been here before. We've seen it before. We might have some younger players on the team, but we got more vets on the team than we got anything. So LeBron is going to will that team and push that team.
Do America a favor, okay? You cannot jump on you cannot be on such a bandwagon 1 minute, and then once that ship falls off, you go to another bandwagon that is the Cleveland Cavaliers. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. I gotta call your fandom out here, because how in the hell do you think for one bloody second that you're gonna come up on this here podcast and say, okay, be the Sixers fan that you are, and you are a hardcore Sixers fan, don't play with me. And then, okay, great, you can criticize about the Sixers all you like, and rightfully so, and then all of a sudden, on the very next second, you turn on your Cavalier Jets, and you go on a Cavalier. I'm like, I don't look. No. As much as I hate the,
you ain't gotta like it, man, but it's happening, okay? And I'm not gonna turn it off because you don't like it. The hell with you, and the hell whoever else don't like it. You hear me? They can kiss my entire black. You know what? You know what I'm talking about. And not to the left, not to the right, right in between the crack. That's where they can kiss.
Oh, Lord. You can't do this.
I can do it. It's 2018, man.
You know what?
That's what's wrong with black people. Black people always want to tell you gotta live in this box, and that you can only stay in this box. If you come outside this box, we're gonna shoot you outside the box. You're not gonna shoot me. I'm gonna fire back.
Y'all are funny.
But next question, whoever, go ahead, Colin, finish the fight.
Still a fraud.
I am not a fraud. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm proud to admit it. Listen, I'm a basketball fan. First of all, before I'm a Sixer fan, I like basketball, so I'm always rooting for a team. Even when I watch the NFL, unless like I'm really pissed and I hate the two teams that's playing, then I'm not gonna root for nobody. Like say if like the Cowboys and the Patriots is playing each other, I could give two craps who won the Super Bowl if they both playing each other in the Super Bowl. Tell you that right now.
I'm gonna admit my cowboy hate overrides and supersedes everything. I mean, God forbid those two teams met, which will never happen with Tom Brady on the field. Honestly, I mean, look, my cowboy hate supersedes everything.
Let's go Raiders.
Let's go Vegas. Raiders in
Good for
Vegas
you.
now. Chucky, here comes Chucky. All right, Colin, go ahead. We got it off track.
I don't even know what we got. Go ahead, Amina.
I contribute for my statement that the Celtics season is contributed to both their players and the coach, but more so the coach. They've had slight injuries this season, and they're not fully rostered this playoff season. Obviously, they're missing two of their big men, and they're beating all the odds. I mean, I didn't think the Celtics would make it this far this season, but they did. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Damn, they're fighting for a spot in the finals next month against the LeBron James. Oh my God. Um, their coach, their coach is aggressive with them. He knows what the team needs. He knows what the team wants. He goes up there and get it. They play the game, win, and they move on to the next game. They really truly do have a real coach over there in Boston for the Celtics, and I'm just in awe of how far this team has came this season with these injuries and not full rosters. Man, like Celtics, they did it this season. I can't wait to see this Eastern Conference Finals start on Sunday. It's gonna be a crazy conference final, but I contribute, like I said, more so the coach, but also a little bit of the players. Team effort. It's no individual people playing on this team. This is a full teamwork team, and they get the job done. So Celtics, hats off to y'all.
All right, so moving right along, we're gonna get into our predictions part of the show. Our Warriors versus Rockets preview, Western Conference preview. All right, y'all. I'll start. I have Warriors in 6 because they're the better team. They have the better players. They have the better coach here. Like I keep saying, Chris Paul and James Harden. This is as far, and Mike D'Antoni. This is as far. This is as close as they're getting to the finals. Mike D'Antoni cannot coach when the pressure is on, especially when he's getting close to a championship. We know that from his Phoenix days. He never coached enough to get to a finals. So, where I'm not gonna say that. Like I said, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I don't think the Rockets, no matter how presently constructed they are to beat the Warriors, will beat the Warriors when it matters most. Warriors in 6. Matt? Matt, you there?
Where's the hater at?
I guess he's boycotting this question. Go ahead, Andre.
Shaking my head.
I am boycotting nothing. The only thing I should boycott is the fact that this anyway. Let me tell you something.
Speak and speak
I have
and speak louder.
Go hush your face and eat a pie, okay? Look, I'm gonna take this hate aside, and I'm going to shock
And
you.
he admits that he hates.
The Houston Rockets are going to the Golden State Warriors. You heard exactly what I said. The Golden State Warriors and the run ends here. Number one. Here's
I
why
agree.
I say the run ends here. Because James Harden is playing like a man possessed. Okay? CP3 is playing like he is on a quest for something that has been eluding him for quite some time. And I'm sorry, the injury bug of the Golden State Warriors have caught up. Time's up. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Number one. Number two. The Boston Celtics are going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Quit smoking that crack.
What are you smoking? My heart hurts.
Yo, Matt has effectively saw four bases of people in one night. Wow. Bases of people in one night. Go ahead, Dre.
Rapid fire, baby. Listen. I gotta go back because some of these questions you got, I definitely want to address. Thoughts on the NFL team leaving it up to the teams that make the policy on the national anthem? Listen, that'd be the smartest move they ever make. And I'll just read a little bit of the Washington Post article. They consider it. They need to do it. Period. And they need not. What's the word I'm looking for? They need not try to force them to do it their way. You know how like people say they're leaving it up to you, but they're not really leaving it up to you. Like, listen, you can do if you want to, but you ain't gonna have no job on Monday. You do that, or we gonna start doing certain stuff to your teams and all that other stuff. And it's like one of the things like it's frowned upon here at the company. So they need to do that right away. Childish Gambino, This Is America. Woo! Shout out Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. Man, that is a powerful video, man. I mean, you got a powerful video when you at what? Last time I checked, it was 74 million views. And the first day it had 21 million views. 21 million. He's breaking all kinds of records. Like, when I first watched the video, my reaction was like, what is going on? I was like, he's dancing, he's killing people. But then I'm listening to something like, This Is America. And you're like, yeah, this is definitely America. We watching dancing. But meanwhile, people are being killed, especially when I saw that choir. And I read some of the comments from other people and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, now it does make sense. That is symbolism. Okay. And then I put the choir together, and I was like, that's when that boy in Charlestown shot up that church. That's what that symbolized. And but it was even deeper stuff. Like I didn't realize I saw it, but I didn't really put it together and think about it. When the boy committed suicide, and I think it was like 2 minutes and 13 seconds into the video, that was pretty powerful. And like you really had to be paying attention. So I applaud him. I applaud him for standing on his platform and helping the people stay woke. I hope more artists do this. That Kanye wakes up from the sunken place that he's in. But anyway, to go back to the next question, was the season a failure for Sixers? Hell no. It was a true success. Shout out to Brett Brown. Even though I want to fire Brett Brown, I still say shout out to him because he had a good season. But although I will say this, I'll say that I thought they was going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And what I seen them do from the regular season and when they played Miami, and how they played Boston, they could have won that series. They should have won the Eastern Conference Finals. But since they were out coached, Ben Simmons didn't play his best. He played scared. At times he looked like he didn't know what he was doing on the floor. He didn't want to shoot the shot. He was scared to shoot the jump shot because he doesn't have a jump shot, which is still ridiculous to me. In 2018, and you're the number one draft pick of the whole league, when a whole bunch of other guys that come behind you can shoot, is totally absurd. So let's go to the next question after that. What should the 76ers priorities be entering into the offseason? Well, number one, they gotta get Ben Simmons a jump shot. The first thing. You got all these number one draft picks. You got to develop them to the best. So they got to work on plays. They should really spend time together as a team working on plays. Just like how Miami did when they got together. They went off to a military base and they would run plays and run plays. So when the season came, they was on fire. They took that streak. I just don't understand why teams don't take heed of what Miami did or what LeBron does, and the great teams, not the good teams, the great teams. Just take heed of that. So they got to develop all the number one draft picks. Markel Fultz, you got to get your mindset together. Stop going to Chick-fil-A. Grow up. Be serious. And Brown, you got to play him no matter what. He's the number one draft pick. We don't sit number one draft picks the entire season and play him a few games and then play him like one game in a series in the playoffs, and not play him for a whole series. That's totally absurd. It's totally absurd. So they work on them, and they got to get one more person. So whether it be Paul George, can't get Carmelo Anthony because he's not going to help your team. He'll get you more points, but he's not going to help the team develop and grow. You got to get rid of Robert Covington. He disappeared in the playoffs. We don't need nobody disappearing. We need everybody to show up and do something. So that's what they got to do. The series against the Celtics exposed Ben Simmons. Of course. Adversity always exposes a person. It shows the true characteristic of a person. How they handle adversity tells you a lot about a person. Some people rise to the occasion, some people die to the occasion. He died to the occasion. Horrible. It has so many people on blogs and sports talk today talking, why the hell did we not get Jason Tatum instead of Ben Simmons? Calm down. Ben Simmons is still great. He just played bad in that series. He played really bad in that series. But to his defense, I don't think his coach helped him. He didn't encourage him enough. He didn't stay on him enough. His teammates should have been on him too. Listen, Ben, this your team, man. You got to take over. You got to find that. You got to find that greatness inside you and push for that. Don't get scared, man. When they start shutting you down, figure out another way. Do something. All right. Reaction to Dwayne Casey's firing. I don't know about that story, so I'm gonna skip that. Yeah, that's it. So now we're on the Warriors and Rockets preview. Oh man, Amina, I love you. Don't take this personal, but it's like Matt said, y'all time is up, not down, up. You can only stay on top for so long. What you think you're gonna win every series you go to? No, it's not gonna happen that way. The Rockets are not playing. And Matt was right. James Harden is playing like a man possessed. Chris Paul is playing like Michael Jordan took over his body. Did you see him that last game they played? Man, he was going off, man. Chris Paul is on another level. Listen, he gonna give Stephen Curry that work. Not that Stephen Curry ain't gonna give him that work, because the Warriors gonna shoot their best shot, but it's not gonna be enough.
And Mina is
your prediction of this NBA Finals moving. This should be very
Get on the online and get yourself a plane ticket, like ASAP. Because you and your hating, like, why? It's so not nice. But anyway, I say Warriors in six. Like Kevin said, James Harden, has been good. He's been okay. He played OKC. He played the Jazz, but he didn't play the Warriors. Um, let's go back into James Harden's playoff history in his career. He doesn't show up when he needs to the most, and it's facts. I mean, look at last season. We just ran off when it mattered most. Uh, this is going to be a rather interesting Western Conference Final starting Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on TNT. I'd say Warriors are six. We have a title to defend, and it's and we're not going to go out punctified. We have a title to defend. That's extra ammunition to keep going. I say after this season, we're going to be done as far as being on top. But
you know what you
this
know
this
what
is this is our
you're
last year.
no know what you're pathetic. You make me sick. You're a scum between my toes right now. How disrespectful. You gonna come on this here podcast and you gonna tell
Oh,
this man
you coming at me now too? Okay.
you're gonna come on this podcast and disrespect James Harden on the fact that I don't know what game you are watching. I don't know what season you're watching. I don't know what glasses you be wearing. You probably still got the rose petal glasses, rose tinted glasses that's still in your face from the last 3 years. But the last time I checked, I was watching this season. It's the fact that James Harden, with a whole boatload of other cast members on that Houston Rockets team, is playing like crazy men. And you're gonna stay here and discount that? You of all people should know this. It is downright disrespectful. What in the
When are
bull?
you going to be catching your flight?
Don't worry about it. Like the fact of the matter is, what you have just said was by far the most downright disrespectful thing I have ever heard. So if I were you,
Oh,
I really believe you should take note of this, that the Golden State Warriors time has elapsed. It is over. You might as well. I'm not saying surrender your throne now, but just let you know right now. Even though you're the number one seed of the whole entire, no, correction, Houston. The still is. You must give respect where respect is due. James Harden, you're not giving him that same respect due. So that is blasphemy on your part.
ain't that cute? That was a nice speech. That was a cute speech. It was all cute and adorable. But anyway, like I said, Warriors in six. Got a title to defend, extra ammunition. Um, and I wish my team well.
All right, y'all. Let's work through these last couple questions. All right.
When is he catching his flight? That's what I want to know. When is the arrival date at Philadelphia International Airport? When is it? so I can meet him at the gate.
All right. Cavs versus Celt. Oh wait a minute. All right. So will the Rockets really challenge the Warriors? This is just simply yes or no. I'm saying no. Go ahead, Matt.
You said the Rockets would challenge the Warriors. Yeah.
Andre.
Rockets and Warriors. There we go. Um, I'm really not trying to be mean about the Warriors, but they're gonna absolutely challenge them. They're gonna take them to another level.
No, be
It's
as
gonna,
mean as humanly possible. Be as mean as humanly possible.
oh, I can do that. Ain't no problem for me to do that. But I don't think it's necessary right now. She ain't talking about my Sixers, so we good to go. Well, I don't know what she said about the Sixers. What you say about the Sixers, I mean? But listen, the Rockets are going to listen. They shot more threes. I didn't think anybody could shoot more threes than the Warriors. Like them dudes, man, they just hoist things up. But clearly, the Rockets are the definition of live by the three, die by the three. They gonna ride that shit. They shot more threes this season than they shot jump shots or regular shots, 2-pointers. So and they are not going to be stopped by the Warriors. They're so sick of not coming out the Western Conference. Chris Paul wants a ring really bad. James Harden wants a ring really bad. James Harden wants an MVP and he wants that ring. Chris Paul is not worried about the MVP, but of course, I'm sure he wants his teammate to get it. And like Matt said, I think the Warriors are really tired. Listen, it's only right that you would be tired. This is what their fourth appearance in the Western Conference Finals in the last 5 years or something like that. Like they've consistently keep going to the Western Conference, like keep consistently been to the finals. Like it's a lot. That's a lot of basketball miles. And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't some of the worst players play on the USA team? So it's a lot of basketball miles. You can only stay on top for so long, and it gets harder. I believe it gets harder and harder every year to make it back. That's why it's amazing what LeBron is doing. He just keeps willing himself to get back, get back, get back. The Warriors haven't even done it. I wish my Sixers would get there, but I feel like when we get a new coach, I'm gonna say it again. When we get a new coach, we will do it. But yeah, the Rockets they're not gonna only challenge, they're gonna annihilate the Warriors.
Amina, go ahead.
So much hate against my team tonight. I don't know what people are smoking or drinking, but I gotta know, like, so I can keep a note of what people like to indulge in for their guilty pleasures. This is ridiculous. Like, and not what? Nah. Mm. This is crazy. As I said, previous question, Warriors in 6, on to the finals. Do I feel as though next year we can continue? Possibly. Possibly not. I don't know next year. Schedules haven't even released for next season. But I feel as though this year we could bow out this year. next season others can take over. But I don't know. I don't know what's.
I'm calling you out again because here's the problem. You're telling me you're gonna give up the championship? You won't be
No,
involved for next
I'm
year?
not giving up anything. I'm saying just give us the dang trophy this year and let us go on our merry way.
You're pathetic.
I
Rockets
just.
and six.
Where's the six? Next question. One Celtics and Cavs now. Hate. It's like toxic right now.
All right, our last two questions. Celtics and Cavs preview. I think the Celtics will win. They're better coached. Brad Stevens will find a way to shut everybody down, especially J.R. Smith and Kevin Love.
No one
Celtics,
likes Tyronn Lue.
Celtics, Celtics.
When you say everybody, are you talking about LeBron?
No, you can't shut down LeBron, but I feel like just like Joel Embiid in the last series, they'll let LeBron get his while effectively shutting down everybody else. That's what happened to the Sixers. Joel Embiid would get off and nobody else would be with him. Celtics in six. Go ahead, Matt.
Well, Colin, hold on before Matt goes. Shut up, Matt. Colin, when's the last time the Sixers in the playoffs, and when's the last time the Cavaliers is in the playoffs? Just answer that question.
They were both in the playoffs just last year.
The Sixers in the playoffs last year?
What? No, the Sixers were not in the playoffs last year.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I meant to say. The last time the Sixers in the playoffs was a while ago. Last time Cavs is in the playoffs. How many times they've been in the playoffs recently?
8.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
But hold up, playoffs.
The Miami Heat won the year the Miami Heat won in 2012 for the finals the year the Sixers was in the playoffs last.
Hold up. But that doesn't matter because, like I said, the difference in the last series is going to be the same difference this series. You could have LeBron James, but
no, it's not. These are vets they playing against. They're not playing against a rookie team like the Sixers was.
But it doesn't matter because
It does matter.
It doesn't because you're gonna have LeBron James, one person, versus the whole team, coached by a really good coach. The same really
LeBron James, one of the best floor generals you ever seen play on the basketball floor.
But he's only one man, Andre.
He's one man. He's one man that influences the team better than Michael Jordan did, better than Kobe Bryant did. Better than any of the greats.
Nah.
Please do not start this debate about Jordan versus LeBron on this podcast right now. Don't.
It's been started, Mina. It's been started. Come on in to me.
Please don't do
Doors
that.
open. It's got your name on it.
Nah. Matt, go ahead.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight.
The point. I'm gonna say this to you. And I'm gonna get to that stupid point later. The point is simply this: the Boston Celtics are going to beat the Cavaliers because the Boston Celtics are a better team. They are a more complete team. They have better coaching than the Cavaliers. Now, for anyone to drink that stupid LeBron juice, that one person, this podcast that we will leave nameless here, is drinking. I mean, really taking it to the head with this. Okay, you have to understand. LeBron James is not Michael Jordan. Remember, he had Phil Jackson.
You.
Remember, he's not Kobe Bryant because he had Phil Jackson. Now, he's not. Look, we're not even talking about Red Auerbach and those cats. But the bottom line is, you need the coaching. And as far as tangibles is concerned, advantage goes to Boston. So you can sit here and drink this juice as much as you like, as much as you want. I mean, and nobody's going to stop you. But just make sure you know and you understand and you believe that the team that you are quote unquote rooting for, because again, I called you out your fandom, sir. The Boston Celtics right now on paper is the better team. They have the better coaching, and as much as it pains me to say it as a Sixer, the Boston Celtics are going to the NBA Finals and they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors.
Too much attention tonight.
Man, I know you drinking, man. Listen, I don't know whether it's it's a 40, it's cat piss. I don't know what the hell you drinking, but you've lost your mind. You think the Warriors gonna make it? I don't know how you think they're gonna get past the Rockets. You tripping with that? And you think because the Celtics played their ass off against the Sixers that they gonna win?
Let me correct myself.
That's not gonna happen.
Let me correct myself. I did say that the Rockets are going to beat the Warriors. I did say that. And as far as Houston and Boston concerned, as of right now, I'm just sit back and watch that dogfight any day.
It's not gonna be a dogfight, man. It's gonna be a gunfight with a knife there. Okay. As soon as they start swinging that knife, the Cavs are gonna pull out an automatic. That same automatic that RoboCop used to carry. They gonna blow like 60 holes in them, yo. They are not gonna win one game. Mark my words. Today is May 11th, 2018. The time is 11:04 p.m. You heard it here first, okay? I told you before that LeBron can sustain this level. And y'all didn't listen to me. The last series, did he not sweep the Raptors? Did he not get Dwayne Casey fired? How many coaches do y'all want to see get fired? Y'all just angering this man. Stop saying stuff, man. People are losing jobs. Families are not eating anymore. Is this what y'all want to do?
Oh my God, he's not beating Brad Stevens. This is.
The hell with Brad Stevens. This ain't Phil Jackson. Calm down. Just because he beat the punk ass Sixers with that nut ass coach Brett.
Listen, either way, good coach is gonna beat the Cavaliers. It beat them last year. It's gonna beat them this year. It's gonna beat them this year in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if it don't beat them this year in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Warriors are gonna get them in the finals again. So it really doesn't matter because either way,
the Warriors are not going there.
At the end of this year, he's either going to LA or Philly.
So Colin, if the Warriors don't make it, is the Cavaliers gonna win?
No, because they're gonna get beaten by the Rockets. Okay. They're facing better teams these next few rounds. Either way, they're losing either way, Andre. It's not gonna happen.
So you mean to tell me so listen, hold on, Colin, just listen. You can't talk and listen. Just listen. So you mean to tell me if Cleveland, everybody's on Cleveland, plays to their max, and the Rockets plays to their max, the Cavs are not equipped enough to beat them?
Yes. Yes, they cannot beat the Rockets or the Warriors.
All right. So mark it down, y'all. Y'all heard what Colin said, right? Next question.
I ain't marking nothing down because I believe it.
I mean,
hold on. Are we on the can LeBron beat the Celtics by himself? Or is that the next question?
I mean, we might as well just answer them both.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Answer the question.
history of the National Basketball Association, one man cannot beat a team by himself.
Something we agree on. I agree. LeBron cannot beat the Celtics by himself. Listen. He's a great player, but no great players beat any team by themselves. Will Chamberlain couldn't do it. Stephen Curry can't do it. He's greatness. James Harden's greatness. He can't do it. Joel Embiid can't do it. He's greatness. He can't do it. AI couldn't do it, and I love AI, man. I love AI. Hey, I wish he could have got one ring. Didn't happen though. Kobe couldn't do it. My man scored 81 points. He threw everything in, but he threw the kitchen sink in there too. Still couldn't win. So, yeah, no, he can't beat him by himself. He needs his team to step up. His team will step up. Bye, Cavs.
Go ahead, Amina.
As everyone stated, especially Matt, no player in NBA history, as far as I'm concerned, as far as history is speaking, has beaten an entire team. It's a one-man show versus an entire team. It takes a team effort. It takes a team effort to win games, and it takes a team effort in the playoffs to make it to the next round. And that's what the Celtics have proven because they've been a team all season long. Even with their injuries they've had, they've still maintained that team spirit. It's not a big man on the Celtics versus everybody else on the team, and then they're playing games against other teams. That's what this Cavs got going on. It's a LeBron James show over there. We think of this. We think of the Cavs right about now, especially the last few years. Think of LeBron James and the supporting cast on the show. He has no team spirit in him. It's all about him and nobody else. I want the Celtics to beat the Cavs in this round. Celtics, y'all got it in y'all. Like don't let him walk all over y'all. Celtics, y'all came this far. Do not lose this round to LeBron James. Please don't do that to yourselves. Celtics, I want y'all to win. Just take care of the business. And y'all got home court advantage for this round. Use it to y'all advantage. Game 1 on Sundays at the TD Garden in
Raptors at
Boston.
home court advantage didn't mean nothing.
We're talking about a totally different team.
Yeah, a team that had a lower record than
Game 1. Game 1 is on Sunday in Boston at 3:30 on ABC. Celtics, please, beat this man.
Somebody called CSI. It's gonna be a massacre. Somebody called the city morgue.
Somebody has to end this man's career. Somebody. Who?
It ain't gonna be these bums.
Celtics.
This is not the Oakland Raiders, okay?
Get the business done.
All right, so that wraps up our show for today. For tonight, coming to you live on a Friday night. Back to Saturday next weekend. We have.
Colin, you forgot one question. NFL passes the buck once again by kicking the cane to the teams.
Oh yeah.
Or it's your hot take?
My bad. My hot take. All right. The NFL has wrapped up a controversial spring. I was about to say summer. a controversial spring because now they have decided in all their infinite wisdom to um to all their Roger Goodell and all his infinite wisdom, he has decided to let the team decide on if they can on what they want to do, if they want to stand, kneel, or just not show up for the national anthem. And that's a good idea, but it's going to expose a lot of things. And all it's really doing is kicking the can down the line because eventually this is all going to come to a head. And all it's going to take is 145 tweet, one Colin Kaepernick collusion case victory. One way or another is coming to a head before this year, before 2018 is over. And all the NFL did is just kick the can down for its eventual death because this is a polarizing issue on all sides of the aisle. Whether you're an independent, Democrat, Republican, whatever you are, you have an opinion about the football players dealing and the football players using their platform for social injustices. Want to know why a lot of people care about that? Because lots of times, if you are not an African American or a minority or a member of the minority community, you often ignore the social injustices. I mean, Andre referenced the Childish Gambino "This Is America" video. That was the whole premise of the video. Everybody's into dancing, everybody's into jobs, everybody's into money instead of focusing on what matters. And this is something that matters. Them kneeling and using their platform. Oftentimes we used to care in history past, we used to care about our athletes being more than just robots. Nowadays, maybe it's because our time in America, we're looking to the past now more than ever. We're looking to go back to times where people were scared for their lives, where people used to go back, and we're all hiding under this term of make this country great again. Great for who? Because right now we have players that want to kneel, that want to say, that want to illuminate different things that are going on in their community, and they're being told that's a private organization. They need to respect the military. They need to stop being lazy African Americans and stand up for the anthem and play football. Play for your entertainment. You pay them. Newsflash to everybody that watch football. You pay them. And all the NFL did by making this a team issue now is they're just kicking the can, and very, very soon, probably 2019 or 2020, calling it right now, there will be a strike in the NFL, and it'll be largely because of things like this. And all the NFL has done is kick the can down for its eventual death. All right. That was our show for today on a Friday night. A lot going on this weekend. Graduations and different things going on. So we had to move the podcast up to Friday. Back to Saturday next week. I want to thank Andre. I want to thank Amita. I want to thank Matt for coming through on this day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Follow us on Twitter. The podcast has a Twitter at the Crossover PO1. You can follow me on my Twitter at Kyler W. Watson. You'll be able to find everybody else at _Andre Terry at Small Red Horn. I don't know what Amita's is, but we're all around on Twitter, Facebook, and a lot of other things, and we're always ready to go on an argument. So definitely have a great weekend. Congratulations to everybody graduating from college in the class of 2018 or grad school, whatever you're
dance across the stage if you want to. Dance across that damn stage. You work hard for your degree. Dance your ass across the stage and let nobody take you off. And stay out of Waffle House. No more Waffle House. They're done.
All right. So congratulations to the class of 2018. Everybody's graduating, whether that be college or grad school. and some high school, depending on where you live. All right, so have a great weekend. Have a great Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers. Shouts out to all the mothers. Deuces.